This week something crazy has happened in Solana, and we have seen an absolute huge moonshot from Solana. How much further can it push? In today's episode, we're going to look at some market psychology, as well as some Solana chart analysis, and make some potential price predictions. If you're looking at getting involved in Solana, or you already hold Solana, then do not miss today's episode. So this is on the daily chart on the Solana US dollar, and the parabolic run basically began all the way back on the 22nd of July, when we were looking at a price of $22, and currently we have seen a rise of 507% in what is basically just over 6 weeks, which is pretty insane, with most of that move basically taking part back from the 27th of August, only sort of a week or so ago, where we've basically seen a 2x or slightly bigger than 2x price increase in just over a week. But what I want to draw your attention to, guys, down here on the RSI, we can see that the price has been overbought for quite some time. If we look back to the 20th of August, we can see we came up, we took a push, and then we've actually dropped back down to sort of normal levels at around the 70, but anything over 70 is overbought. And then we've come, and now what we've put in, guys, is a much higher price up here, but in terms of the RSI, we now actually have one slightly lower level here, which is showing somewhat of a bearish divergence. It doesn't necessarily mean that the price is going to come crashing down overnight, but it does mean that it's very overbought, and it is potentially vulnerable to being pushed slightly lower than the current prices. When things are really overbought, what it means is many people are betting on it going long. It does mean that the sort of the true price or the true strength of it isn't actually what's reflected on the chart, and it's much higher price than perhaps it should be. If right now you're thinking, this guy doesn't know anything, Solana's going to go to the moon, I'm going to be a millionaire, that's great. One of the reasons for that in terms of our psychology is what's called confirmation bias, which is basically where we like to back up our hypotheses with what we already believe or what we've come to the conclusion about. Unfortunately, in trading, this can be something that is quite risky. Basically, we tend to overlook the facts, and we don't tend to like things that go against what we are popularly believing. For example, if I make a video about Ethereum and I say that it's gonna go up or it's having a breakout to the upside, it will get a huge amount more views than if I make a video that's saying that it's gonna go to the downside. So unfortunately, you then end up with a load of YouTubers who will tell you all the time that it's going up, when unfortunately it doesn't always go up. If we can take ourselves emotionally away from things, then it gives us an opportunity to think a bit more clearly about what's really happening and to make more sensible decisions. If we jump across and look at this second picture, and if you've been watching my channel for a while, you will be aware of what this is, and it's called the Wall Street cheat sheet, because basically at the top of the market cycles, when everyone's been buying, that tends to be when we get a sell-off, because everyone starts to take profits, and eventually, because everyone takes the profits, the price can tumble very quickly, and we get this euphoria, I'm going to be rich, we're all going to be rich, blah blah blah, which is probably how you're feeling right now if you've been buying Solana. Then we do tend to see a bit of a sell-off. I'm not telling you that Solana is going to dump all the way back down to the downside. I don't think it's going to happen. It's still got a huge amount of growth in it. I'm just telling you to maybe be a bit cautious about FOMOing into trades, and using Solana as an example of why FOMOing into trades can be a bit risky. And those of you who bought Ethereum a few months back for 4,400 have probably spent the last few months down in these sort of areas, feeling a bit sorry for yourself, and next time probably won't make the same mistake. So it's always very tempting to look at things like Solana, which are flying, and think that looks like a good way to make money, and that's the way the trap is set, and it's designed to be like that, to catch people and to throw their liquidity into the market. Now, after saying all these things about Solana, I'm not telling you that it's going to crash, as I've just mentioned. When we see these crazy like parabolic breakouts, it can be a little bit tricky to call exactly where it's going to go. But one thing we do have on our side is the Fibonacci retracement tool. So if we take it from the swing high back on the 20th of May all the way down to this swing low, which happened on the 22nd of July, then we can see that the price is between the 2618 and the 3618. Okay, so often 2618 is where we aim to hit on these sort of parabolic runs, but as you can see, we've broken clearly through that. We've had a close, in fact 2 closes, we then got rejected, another close above, and then we're now opening another candle. Now this, realistically, we could continue to push towards the $152 level. But in terms of this as a sort of a parabolic arc, once it kind of starts to slow down and break sideways, that does tend to mean that we are going to have a bit of a cool off, perhaps to lower levels. If we were to take a cool off back down in terms of support and resistance, because we moved up so quickly, and we've seen this happen time and time again with both Bitcoin and Ethereum, it does tend to mean that we don't necessarily find key sticking points. But what we can see here around the $109 level is where we've had significant resistance and support, and this is quite a tight little area where we could probably find some support above the $100 level, but that would still be, a potential drop of 33% if that was to happen. Now, obviously, we've also got the 2618 here at the $116 level, which hopefully now would provide us with a bit of support. If you've got in up here, then fine, you're still in profits. But all of those people down here who got in, they were going to be more than happy to take profits at 5x. And when everyone is pretty much, right this second, everyone in Solana is in profit. Potentially worrying is that people like to take profits. Not everyone likes to take profits, but people do like to take profits. And that is something that we should always be a little bit concerned about. Obviously, Solana is a great project, and in the longer term, it's going to be making lots of gains. So if you're happy, you can just leave it. And if it does take a drop, then you can buy more. Because anticipating where the top is a very difficult thing. As I've mentioned, it could be right now. It could potentially be all the way up at 175 or more. But eventually, when it finds some sort of sticking point, it is going to take a cool off. And due to what I'm seeing down here on the RSI, I don't think that is far away at all. So guys, if you're holding Solana, let me know down below in the comments what your plan is. Are you holding, or are you going to be looking to take some profits? I made a Solana video because many people have been talking about Solana on my channel and wanting me to make a video about it. So if you've got a crypto that you would like a video on, then leave a comment down below and I'll do my best to make you one over the weekend. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Have a good weekend. See you soon. Bye-bye.